I'm Meg.
Hi, I'm Chris.
Welcome to Plant Fit Meg. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I hope you'll take a look around at some other videos while you're here. I make videos about healthy weight loss, simple plant-based recipes, and living a healthy lifestyle. I've lost 80 pounds on a plant-based diet and have regained my health. So that's the kind of content that I make. Feel free to take another look around. If you're watching this video, you probably have seen some of my videos before, because why would you watch a Q&A unless you're somewhat familiar with us? I don't know. Anyway, thank you for being here. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. I wanted to film this Q&A with some questions that I've been asked multiple times. So I thought it'd be fun to just get into it, answer some of your questions. If you have more questions for a part 2 of this video, feel free to leave more questions below. If you have questions for Chris or even questions for Riordan, you can leave questions and we'll be happy to film another one of these as well. There were a bunch of questions that I've received that I actually addressed in a previous video as well, my weight loss FAQ. So I will link that video up here if you haven't seen it yet, and if you're curious specifically about some of my weight loss.
So this is kind of fun for me because I know Meg very well. We've been married for over a decade now, and we've been together for nigh on 20 years, which Meg loves me saying. But I get to...
It'll be 19.
Yes, okay. 19 this year. But I get to ask the questions as though they're fresh to me from all you wonderful people. Question 1. How old are you, Meg?
I am 35 years old. I will be 36 next month.
All right. Looking good.
Elder millennial.
Yeah. Elder millennial. I forgot about that term. That's a thing.
What do they call it? Geriatric
millennial? That's brutal. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I always used to think we were Gen X and then found out that we were not Gen X.
We're like right at the very, very cusp of that transition.
Yeah. We were both born in 85. We're the same age.
Yeah.
For the record. Yeah.
But we remember a time before internet, so the days are long. Anyway.
Okay.
Okay, right.
Thank you, Peanut Gallery.
So, how tall are you, Plant Fit Meg?
I am 5'7" and a half.
And a half.
And a half. Yes, the ½ inch matters. I suppose I could round up and say 5'8", but I like to be accurate. I go with 5'7" and a half.
Okay. I read or heard somewhere in my life that throughout the course of the day, you're actually taller first thing in the morning, and as gravity compresses your spinal column, you lose about a ½ inch.
What?
So at bedtime, you're 5'7". Just putting it out there.
I don't think that's accurate.
If anybody knows, if anybody is a chiropractic scientist of any kind, I would very much like to know.
We'll Google it.
Sounds good. How much do you weigh?
I weigh between 135 and 140 pounds, give or take.
Okay.
In that realm.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually realm in around 120, 125 with my maintenance weight loss. But you know what? Summertime, a little bit more active, things like that. I think I've lost a few pounds.
Yeah, also with an active job.
Yeah, my job, I'm run off my feet like a maniac. So, it keeps me lean.
And we're almost the same height. You're a little shorter than me.
I think that ½ inch, that's why I always tease you. So I always tease Meg about the ½ inch thing. We are both 5'7", realistically.
Come on.
I slouch far too much, and with all of Meg's dance training, she is fully like straight up and down, which is not my ways. Are you sugar, oil, and salt free or SOS free?
No, I am not. So I am oil free as much as possible, on the day-to-day. I am mostly sugar free. We don't keep sugar in the house. That being said, I do use natural sweeteners like maple syrup, date syrup.
Yeah.
Date syrup is preferable. It's just dates blended up with water. And I do use sugar like within condiments sometimes. If
like
we
ketchup or something,
yeah,
I guess.
if we can't find condiments or dressings that don't include sugar and salt, then we use those. And in terms of salt, I don't tend to use the salt shaker, but we do have salt in the house and use it occasionally. And I am a lover of hot sauce, so I get quite a bit of sodium that way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the Frank's Red Hot is real. That's an addiction here.
I'm really excited for Well Your World to start shipping to Canada again.
Yeah.
Because they offer SOS-free sauces, and we've tried a couple of them. I'll link our review video where we review a couple t-shirts and a couple products. I'll leave it linked here. It's one of our first videos, actually, so it's fun to look back at that one.
We're big fans.
Yeah, we love Well Your World. If you're unfamiliar with Well Your World and Dylan and Reeves, we'll leave some links below so you can check them out.
Yeah, for sure. Why the oil-free? Or primarily oil-free?
Just taking a sip of water.
Healthy lifestyle, folks. We're not cutting that out. It's a necessity.
It's essential.
Yeah, man.
So oil is extremely calorie dense. If you look at a calorie density chart, and I'll try to include one here so you can see what I'm talking about, it's 4,000 calories a pound. Oh, Raridan wanted to say hello. Whereas vegetables, for example, leafy veggies, are 100 calories a pound, just as a reference point. So they're very calorie dense. Olive oil and oils in general are not recommended typically by plant-based doctors for optimal health or for weight loss. And when I went to speak to a plant-based doctor, she specifically told me to be wary of oils and just be cautious about it with my prior health conditions, particularly with my asthma and things like that. So I do avoid oil. I don't eat it on the day-to-day. On occasion when we eat processed food or eat like a restaurant meal, then there's probably oil and stuff in it, but otherwise
in our kitchen we don't do it.
We don't keep oil around, and we don't keep processed food in the house.
What are your thoughts on alcohol?
So I've been asked this multiple times, and I do consume alcohol. I drink alcohol occasionally, like quite rarely, I would say, maybe a handful of times in a year. You know, maybe we'll sit on a patio a couple times in the summer, and maybe we'll have a drink or two during the holiday season. Sometimes when my mother comes over, you'll have one with her. She might bring me one or something, but for the most part, I don't drink alcohol. It's not health promoting. It's not beneficial in any way for your health. So, I mean, it is on a continuum. If you're drinking red wine, there are some properties in red wine that are health promoting, but they're counteracted by the other components in the alcohol. So, I mean, if you're wanting to drink, then maybe red wine is your best option, but I suggest eliminating or moderating your usage of alcohol if you're asking for my advice and opinion on that. And that's just based on what I've heard from plant-based doctors and their recommendations. Yeah, for me personally, I used to drink a fair bit of beer pretty often, quite frequently, I would say. It was a major component in my weight loss. I've lost approximately 50 pounds and definitely started to notice the heavier weight loss once I reduced my alcohol intake. I drink more than Meg does. It's maybe I'll have a couple beers, I don't know, once a month, like around that. More so in the summertime, I would say, than in the winter, but you know, every now and again I do. Yeah, that's another good point, that alcohol is just empty calories. You know, it's I lost a lot of weight when I cut it out. Fairly calorically dense, and so if you're looking to lose weight, probably best to avoid it, or at least limit. Reduce. Yeah. What about intermittent fasting? Do you have thoughts on that? I don't do intermittent fasting. I've heard that some people do it and love it, when basically you restrict your feeding window, if you're unfamiliar with what intermittent fasting is. But yeah, I don't do it. I tend to try to really listen to what my body's telling me, and if I'm hungry, I eat, and if I'm not hungry, I wait till I'm hungry. So I don't have any hard and fast rules in terms of eating at particular times of day. Sometimes I eat first thing in the morning, you know, a couple hours after waking, and sometimes I wait longer if I'm not hungry yet, so it just kind of depends.
Yeah, I think I unconsciously intermittently fast.
Yeah.
I'm not good for remembering to eat.
But you eat late at night.
I do eat late at night, so
I
it's...
don't know. It probably balances itself out.
Probably. I think my meal times are just askew.
Staggered later in the day.
Yeah.
Chris isn't a morning person.
I am not. I don't usually eat before like noon. So how would I go about starting a fitness routine or running regularly?
Okay, so I've had this question a few times, and I do direct you to go check out our fitness video. I'll link it up here. But for running specifically, because I've had that question a few times about running, because I've mentioned that I run, start really small. So if you're not familiar with running, if you're kind of a terrified beginner and you're just getting going, I'd recommend starting really, really small. There are apps that you can use that can track your time, like what are they called? Interval timers. So they'll track, you can set it up to track the time that you run versus the time that you walk. And initially, I think we set it up for like 30 seconds on, a minute off. So it was 30 seconds of running, 1 minute of walking. And you just keep doing that as you go for your time out.
Baby steps, like intermittent.
Yeah. And then as you continue, you build up. So if you're finding that really easy and you're good to go, do 1 minute and 1 minute. Or do, 2 minutes of running and 2 minutes of walking. Or 2 minutes of running, 1 minute of walking. And then you build up over time. And if you keep track and you pay attention to where you started and to where you go as you go, it's really motivating and can get that momentum going to really keep you motivated and keep you going. Also, if you're starting a running routine, I'd suggest running more than once a week if you can handle it. Once a week is better than not at all. But I think if you can manage 2 or 3 days a week, it gives you even
Maintain
more
that flow of
momentum to really get going and get into a rhythm with it. And just be really kind to yourself. Warm up before you go out. Simple stretches when you get back. Hydrate, fuel, all that good stuff.
Cool. Do you eat high-fat plant foods like avocado?
Yes, I do. So I know that certain plant-based doctors will say to avoid or eliminate higher fat products, higher fat plant foods like avocados, nuts, seeds, nut butters, seed butters, that kind of thing. I don't eliminate those things, but I don't eat them all the time. The one thing I do eat daily is ground flax and or ground chia seeds for omega-3s. But otherwise, I don't eat those higher fat plant foods every day. They're not part of my daily diet.
Yeah.
But I do consume avocados on occasion. I do love peanut butter, so I do occasionally have a piece of toast with peanut butter on it, or put some peanut butter into my oats or something like that. I tend to use powdered peanut butter if I'm going to use peanut butter these days. But I do, have the natural peanut butter from time to time. And nuts, I don't really sit around and eat nuts for snacks.
I do.
Riordan does. But I will include them in recipes and things like that.
Yeah. I would say I eat those sorts of things fairly frequently.
Yeah.
Like I will snack on nuts, just a small handful. I don't go crazy.
Yeah.
I do have peanut butter pretty much daily. I'm a full-blown addict on peanut butter. Yeah, it's real. I just had to buy more. I got crunchy today.
Yay!
Yeah. And I do often have avocado spread. We have some at my work, some guac, so I'll have that, maybe once a week, give or take. So pretty regularly, I would say.
And I do want to say that in the beginning of my weight loss journey, I ate a lot more of those things. I ate a lot more peanut butter on toast, and I ate more nuts as a snack, like nuts with dried fruit as a snack and things like
raisins
that.
Or whatever.
And I still was able to make progress and lose weight because of where I was coming from with a really heavily processed standard American diet. So I think it really depends where you're coming from and where your goals are in terms of health and weight loss and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Cool. So a while ago, you did Dr. Goldner's protocol.
Yes,
I kind of remember this.
Yes.
I don't remember the details, but I'd like to know, you know, how long you did it for and kind of what that all was about.
Yeah, so Dr. Goldner's hypernourishing protocol, in a nutshell, I've summarized this a couple times in other videos, but I'll just give you a quick summary. I'll link to her below, and I'll link to my Regaining My Health video here if you want some more details. Essentially, in a nutshell, the hypernourishing protocol that she recommends for disease reversal and helping disease symptoms is very high in green vegetables, high in omega-3s, so flax and chia seeds, and also high in water content.
And broccoli too.
And broccoli too. And eliminates processed food and animal products. So I did that protocol for 2 months. It's basically a raw diet. I did that for a couple months after having a really bad flare-up of all of the things that I was dealing with. So asthma, endometriosis, chronic pain, chronic fatigue, brain fog,
Yeah.
feeling terrible.
This was a couple of years ago now.
Yeah,
I
this
think,
was the
a few years
fall of
ago.
2019. So I did it for a couple of months. I had a raw Thanksgiving, which is not, it wasn't my favorite.
We made it
but
work.
we made
I didn't
a couple
mind
of
that.
we made a couple of nice recipes.
Yeah.
You guys didn't eat a raw Thanksgiving.
No, but
You
I
guys
had
had
the
potatoes and stuff.
Yeah, but I had the raw stuffing, and that was interesting.
Raw stuffing, yeah. If I can find that
Yeah, that
recipe,
was
I'll link it
cool.
below because that was really good. It was
I
made
like
with
that.
nuts,
Yeah.
and it was really, really yummy.
What is raw stuff?
It's basically stuffing, but instead of using bread, we use nuts.
Yeah, it worked out. You had it too. You liked
Yeah,
it.
you liked it. It was a long time ago.
It was a while ago. You were like 3.5 or something then.
Can we actually, we will have it for dinner with our,
Probably not tonight, man.
Not
Maybe
tonight.
another time.
Maybe you can try it again.
Yeah.
So I've had more specific questions asking what I actually ate during that time and how I sort of made it work.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say most of the time, majority of the time, I would have a green smoothie to start my day. I would be drinking water throughout the day. That smoothie would have tons of greens in it, like a blender full of
Yeah,
greens.
it was like
a little bit of fruit on top, some omega-3s, lots of water in there. And then for lunch and dinner, I would swap them out, but a lot of the times I would be having zucchini noodles with our marinara sauce, and the marinara, I just wouldn't cook it. I would just leave it raw.
Yeah.
And I also ate a lot of salads, especially salads with salsa or pico and guacamole. That was kind of my go-to. It was just super simple and easy for me to throw together. I wasn't a big salad person at the time, so salads, it took me a while to kind of get into enjoying them and getting into a rhythm of liking them and finding other recipes and things that I liked that were raw. I also drank coffee in that time, especially when I first started the protocol. I was still drinking coffee, and then after a little bit with it, I felt so good and so energetic that I didn't really, coffee started to taste not so good to me anymore.
Yeah.
And I stopped drinking coffee for a while.
Yeah, there was
Now I'm back on coffee.
Yeah,
I like coffee.
There was about 4 weeks, I think, is what I remember. Something like that. Maybe a bit longer.
I don't remember exactly.
Yeah.
I just know I drank it in the beginning and then I just sort of lost interest in it.
No,
Did you do Dr. Goldner's protocol?
I did not. I mean, I think it's a fantastic thing if it's something that you feel you need, but it was not or has never been something I felt I needed.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that solo.
Yeah. It was good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time today, Meg. It was great asking and learning a little bit more about you.
Since you didn't know already. All right, that is all the questions that you guys asked. Again, if you have other questions, leave them below and we'll be happy to answer them or film another Q&A video.
Yeah, absolutely. If you have questions about myself, having maybe a male perspective, or we obviously have Ryerden, our 5-year-old, he loves participating in these things. So if you have questions that you want to get for your kids answered, these sorts of things, please let us know.
Yeah, let us know for sure.
Yeah.
We'd be happy to answer questions that you have. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. I hope you're having an amazing day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.